Hey everyone, this is Jeannie. Welcome to my channel. And I just want to apologize for having so many videos going up in one day. But this is a request from Nicole Brea, who wanted to know if I had any hints or ideas about time management at work. And I think I was pretty successful. I'm not bragging. Oh, I hate it when people say that. I was pretty good at cramming a whole lot of work into one day at work, and I only had 8 hours to do it in. I had to take a lunch break. They demanded that at the hospitals. I couldn't work overtime unless there was a lot of money involved, and I did do the type of work where I was able to obtain well over $1 million per year for the hospital that I worked for. And I was on my way to $2 million when I stopped working, and no one had ever done that before for the hospital. So they did allow me to put in extra time. I never wanted to, but sometimes I had to in order to do what I had to do. So I was busy. My phone rang off the hook. The most important thing when you have a whole lot to do and limited time to do it in is to make a list of every single task you have. And I'm not an expert. This is just what I did. Make a list from the most mundane thing you had to do at work. Lunch, returning voicemail messages, picking up voicemail messages, mailing things off, whatever it was. Answering emails. Make a list of every task that you had to do to accomplish your job, and then all the tasks that you were responsible for, and any extra tasks that you felt that you needed to do to become better in your position. And this is the same with housework. It's the same with anything. I'm having a hot flash. Anyhow, back to business. After you make your main list of what you need to accomplish, you put in order according to importance as to what you need to accomplish. You just put it all in order, and I would always do like 1 through 30, just put in order what you had to do, and then revise it and just get it down pat so that you have on your list exactly what order you felt as far as importance go to accomplish your work during that day. It depends on the time constraints. If it's the early morning, you can't call people back in the morning. Of course, you can't put that as number one. But depending on appointments and meetings you have and quiet times for yourself, just try to put everything in order. And it'll make it a little bit more manageable for you. If it's possible, I would always do my most dreaded, difficult task first, early in the morning while I was fresh, just to get it out of the way, to kind of make a springboard for the rest of the day. Just get it over with. I always did that. And especially before you would get a lot of interruptions. I always scheduled at least, about 20 or 30 minutes for lunch, even though I hated to leave my desk because it meant money to me in the hospital. I would always schedule time to eat, and I would just walk away from my desk, get some food at the cafeteria. They had great, awesome salads, so I would always get a salad and a cup of coffee or water and bring it back to my desk and eat, and kind of shut my door so that people knew. Or I'd go find an empty desk and eat there. I would never eat with friends because I never wanted to be involved in office politics. I just hated that. So I was friendly and I participated in activities, but I would never sit down and have lunch because I hated the gossip. I always kept a task list handy that I would refer to once a month, because sometimes you can get so overwhelmed with the little things and the things you're trying to accomplish that you forget about, hey, wait a minute, I had like 20,000 bosses above me, and each one of them wanted different things. So I would have to refer to these different lists that I would have as to make sure that I was accomplishing what certain people expected of me. Different projects, and then I would always go in and keep a very open dialogue with management and go in and talk to them about different things that were bothering me, or if I was getting too much pressure from uppers. There's so many uppers up there. And I would either have it taken off my plate, or I would get people to help me. I'm referring to a list. If you have the opportunity, if you have the opportunity to delegate, do it. Delegate the little work. Delegate the busy work. Even things that you think you're the only one in the world that could do right. If you have an administrative assistant, use them, because that's what they're getting paid for. And I was able to delegate a ton of my work to someone else, and it made an amazing difference. It was very hard for me to let go of certain things, but the only way I was able to do more at a higher level was to release some of the other things that I thought I was the only one that could do, and it worked really well for me. That's hard. That was hard for me to do, to release some of my responsibility, but it's worth it in the end if you just go ahead and do that. I only checked my emails once a day. I would never get involved in emails, because I would have people with appointments, people who would come in at the last minute and just wait for me out in the lobby. Sometimes I would have up to 10 people with numbers, and I would go, I have to just, I couldn't do any of my work. I had to take care of the customers, the patients, billing, and it was hard sometimes. So I only checked my email and addressed it if in the subject line it came from certain people, and then I would immediately, check it. If you get an email from the CEO or something, yeah, you need to check that and address it, or go to their office or something immediately. Some things you just have to put above all the other important things. It was a stressful job. I don't know why I did it. When or if you have things you can, let me see, I have to see what I wrote. Oh, if you have something you tell to your customers or patients over and over and over, the same thing every single day, sometimes it's good to just get on your computer and type it all out so you can have a hand